Hi everyone. So I think so you watched the video several times, right? So it's very nice video. So I'm the research leader of that research. So that we went through all the garbage bins and we measure the food waste and we separate the waste, edible waste, inedible waste, and we count and we gave the numbers. So all these numbers are reflected. I'm not going to talk about the gravity of the problem again and again because you saw very clearly in Sri Lankan picture, but when it comes to global arena, the 1/3 of the food generated in the planet Earth are wasted as a food loss or food waste. So food loss means throughout the supply chain, we are wasting until it reaches to the market. So we are wasting at several points. And food waste, especially we are focusing on household level. At the consumer level, we are wasting huge volume of food. Now that's the problem. So now this problem, I was involving food waste and solid waste management research since 2012. Now I can see there is a clear paradigm shift in thought process, how we perceive or how we see the food waste. Now in 2012, I conducted solid waste management in Colombo municipality. At that time, our objective was to reduce the food waste because it's a huge problem for solid waste management. Because at that time, there was no much recycling plant in Colombo. So therefore, we have to dump them as a landfilling. So then the landfilling became a serious issue. So therefore, during 2012, I worked with the IMI and we conducted research how we can convert the food waste into compost. So that was the concept with the triple R concept. So we wanted to recycle. So we want to make compost. That's where the Karadiana compost plant built in. So then we have this end, we have a huge solid waste pile, and this end we got huge compost pile also. At that time people don't want to use compost. So we overproduce the compost, then that became a problem. Then they wanted to come up with some kind of marketing plan to sell this compost. So then they invited us again. So we conducted the research again and we went to Batikolo and we conducted some compost promoting campaign. So then we went to the marketing campaign and we developed the marketing campaign how we can encourage farmers to use compost. Now situation, now when you go through all the years, now you can think about the two main global challenges are there, climate change and food waste. Now you can see the notion of climate change, the way that we understand climate change is changing. Now at that time, at the beginning, we were talking about the mitigation, climate change, mitigation, prevention of climate change. So then we need to reduce our footprint. Likewise, so we always try to reduce the climate change. Now, even though we try hard, we never change our behavior. So because of that, now we are in a situation, we are not going to talk about climate change, prevention, it's already happened. Right? It's already happened. Now we are talking about what? Adaptation. Okay, climate change already happened, we have to deal with it. So then we are talking about the resilience, how we can overcome this problem, how we can recover fast. So because climate change is inevitable, so you can't do anything about that. So therefore, our strategies, we are talking about the green bond and we are talking about the investing in resilience project. So therefore, if we don't change the behavior, so then we'll end up with that one, we need to deal with it. Now food waste is coming to that level. We started this one as a solid waste. Now we identify with the climate change. All the resources required for agriculture and food production are diminishing. So therefore we need to pursue our food. So we need to fight with the hunger. The half of the world is living under the poverty line. So therefore we need to feed them. So then, but 1/3 of the food going into bin, that's a challenging part. So therefore, that's why the FAO and UN, they have a sustainable development plan. So we have to sustain as a planet Earth. So then the food is one of the key area. Sustainable development goal 12.3. So zero waste. So that's the whole idea came with. Now when we are thinking about the current mechanism and project and all these things, so they are going to the grassroots level and they want people to reduce food waste. But it's not happened. So because we need to have serious behavioral change. So there's a theory called theory of reason action. People don't do something unless they feel. Now we are in economic crisis. So therefore we control our economy. Right? So we reduce our import, we increase, we try to encourage our export, and we need to get the balance back. And we are encouraging people to reduce their expenses. Central bank always pushing, and they want to shrink the economic activities. They don't want people to go and spend their money as they wish. So we are in a situation that economic activities needed to be shrink. Right? People need to stay home and eat little and without doing much. So if you think about now, this is the season. If you go to the market, there's no new stocks coming in because the businesses are not involving in those kind of things. They are also shrinking their things. Now when we are facing that kind of situation, food waste is become a very serious concern. So that's why when you go to the Narayanpet Economic Center, so if you go in 2020, we went there, piles of food waste were there because they are polishing the vegetable. Because when they put all these things at night, then when it comes to daytime, because of the dehydration, so all the vegetable become dehydrated. So they need to peel off everything to take them to the evening crowd, because the night time most of the people are coming, so they need to polish them. So then all the peel off stuff are throwing it away. Now if you go there, nothing such thing. All the ugly food, imperfect food, everything combined together, and they can sell anything because of the economic situation. So when we are thinking about this philosophical change, we need to understand food waste is a very serious concern. If we don't act now, if we don't change our behavior, just like climate change, this will go out of control. That's why the UN and everyone is concerned about that one. If we are running out of rain, now in Sri Lanka you can see, then rest of the period we are having drought. So therefore all the climate change patterns are changing, all the seasonal changes is creating big problem for food production. So therefore, so we need to be selective. So we need to change our behavior. So we have some kind of a shyness. So if you participate in an event, so when you get a plate, you get all the things stuff at once. You don't like to take the plate and go again to the buffet. Right? So therefore, whatever the things is available, so you put there, then you have one and so then when you start consuming, you can't consume everything, then you need to throw it away. By conducting all this research throughout last 10 years, I get used to that part. I used to say my wife, that's my philosophy. Right? If you want to reduce the amount I eat, so you have to reduce the amount you serve. If you serve, I will eat everything. Because I saw all these things when I involved in this research, I changed my behavior. So therefore, when we are involving in that, when we are talking about these things, people will change. Now that's why the challenge is very important, because we need to communicate. So people don't see the severeness of this problem. So therefore, we need to educate people. So the young people are the ones who can create new things. They know the pulse. So if now sometimes our generation is gone, but there are generations to come. So they are the people who are going to face the problem. So then if you can create content that you can convince people, okay, you have to stop it. You have to serve the amount that you want to eat. So then you can change that one. So when years to come, so people will realize the food is the next natural resource that we want to prevent. So that's the thing, that's the situation. If we let it go, just like climate change, then the food become a very scarce resource in the world, and we are going to face bigger challenges. So I wish all the best for the contestants. So we went through all the content, and we realized so it's a lot of challenges there. So even though you are not getting the gift that you are thinking, but you are not a loser, because you are creating a content and you can take that one forward and you can make the change in Sri Lanka years to come. So thank you very much.